Hello friends, welcome back to more Reddit stories about entitled people, crazy people, and everything in between. Hope you're all doing awesome today. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's get right into it, guys. Guest gets arrested, evicted, and banned from hotel, then tries to get a refund. I worked for many years as a corporate guest relations coordinator for a very high-end hotel chain of about 100 properties. One day I get a call from a gentleman claiming he was way overcharged for his room and wants me to immediately fix the charges. It had been about a week since he checked out. I got all of this information and told him I would need to call him back because I needed to contact the hotel as I am not on property. This really upset him, but I couldn't just give him a refund without knowing anything. I couldn't access the front desk systems to see a breakdown of the charges. I could only see his reservation. After like 15 minutes of arguing with me, he finally accepted he would have to wait for resolution. I could just sense this guy wasn't telling me the whole story. I called the front office manager and she was completely floored that this guest had the balls to complain. You see, the guest in question, let's call him Mr. Balls, was staying during a very big citywide party event. Imagine a prime location hotel for Mardi Gras or South by Southwest. And during this time, all guests checking into the Fancy Pants Hotel are notified of the no party policy, and they are required to sign a waiver stating they are financially responsible for blah blah blah. People are not even allowed into the hotel without a card key or reservation. Mr. Balls, a guy in his mid to late 20s, got really drunk and thought it would be amusing to run up and down the hotel hallway, completely naked, and knock on doors. The cops were called. Mr. Balls was hauled away, still naked, and the 3 other guests in his room were asked to leave. The rooms on either side of his were very upset, and of course, they complained, which resulted in the front desk comping their rooms. But instead of actually comping, they transferred the cost of their rooms to Mr. Ball's room, because he was fully responsible for the complaints. He was told this by the hotel. This is what the no party waiver is for. I called Mr. Balls and told him I knew of the entire situation, and he would not be getting a refund. He was completely unapologetic for his behavior. It wasn't his fault, he can't be held responsible. Why are we charging him so much when he didn't actually damage anything in his room? It's not fair, etc, etc. I wasn't having any of it. I can smell BS from a mile away. He tried to talk to someone else and even used our online complaint submission form. But I was the only GR coordinator, so basically every communication came to me. He called the reservation center and was promptly transferred to me. He started to tell his fictional half-story, and I was like, yes, Mr. Balls, I am familiar. I just spoke with you yesterday. Every avenue he tried to take brought him back to me, which just made him more and more angry. Mr. Balls then tried to dispute the charge with his credit card as a fraudulent charge. The front office manager quickly sent over documentation, and it was denied due to the fact that we got his signature at check-in. We swiped his physical card. We had his signature on the no-party agreement, and a police report to go along with that. Mr. Balls called again. This time he tried to bully me into giving his money back. 95% of my day was dealing with rich, angry guests, so I was completely unfazed. Mr. Balls finally shouts, "I've got a lawyer and I'm going to sue you and your hotel. You can't do this to me." I calmly responded, "If that is what you want to do, I would be happy to provide you with a phone number for our legal team. However, you should know that once our lawyers are involved, I can no longer speak with you about this. All communication will have to be through the legal office." This was standard policy. Mr. Balls started to cry. He was literally bawling and begging me to just refund his card and he would never do it again. As though never doing it again matters when he was already given a lifetime ban from the property. He cried that he couldn't afford the charges. We were ruining his life over nothing. Keep in mind that the total charge was around $2,500 USD. His room alone was like $750 plus tax and fees for one night. I had been dealing with this guy on and off for way too long, and I straight out told him, "Dude, you signed the agreement and were warned ahead of time that you would be responsible for your actions. We had to comp 2 rooms because you thought it would be funny to run around naked. Your neighbors who were trying to sleep and had young children in their room did not find it amusing. I don't understand why you think that the hotel should be financially responsible for your mistakes, because that is exactly what you are asking. You are absolutely not going to get a refund and you need to accept that." He hung up on me and I never heard from him again. I'm actually not surprised he fought those charges as much as he did. For someone that shameless to do what he did, of course he's gonna fight the charges as much as he can. He's got nothing left to lose. The second he decided to run around a hotel naked, he already left his dignity behind, along with his pants. So of course he's gonna have no shame in trying to fight his way out of the bill. Got called a creep for ordering the same food as an entitled woman. I, 27 male, and my wife, 30, were running a couple errands on my day off, and as is customary being humans that are alive and possessing a functional stomach, we got hungry. I took a quick detour to a well-known Chinese food chain because I was in the mood for some orange chicken. My wife stayed in the car while I ran in to grab the food. There weren't very many people inside, and I was like, sweet, I should be in and out of here pretty quick. Little did I know that one of the 3 people standing in front of me was a Karen. There was a couple in front of me that looked like they were in their early 20s, and a man ahead of them who looked like he was in his late 20s. The girl was reasonably attractive and dressed in pajamas. Definitely not the kind of look you'd normally see with the Karen, which is why I was so thrown off by what she said to me. The 2 guys order their food without incident. Now when the girl orders her food, I notice she happens to be ordering the same exact thing I want to order. Crazy, I know. When the staff member asks me what I want to order, I order the same thing. The girl, hearing what I ordered, looks back at me with the most disgusted look on her face and says, "I have a boyfriend, you creep. Are you trying to get with me or something?" Before I can even get a word in edgewise, she walks off in a huff to join her boyfriend at the till. She continues to glare at me once or twice while her boyfriend rolls his eyes and finishes paying. Both me and the staff member look at each other thinking, did she really just say that? Then the nice middle-aged Chinese woman serving me says to me, "I'll give you a little extra." I turn back to her and say, "Thanks, my wife will really appreciate that." Entitled mother arrested and charged with assault after hitting other skiers. English is not my first language. There are very few groups you can define as entitled as a whole. Most of the time, there are just enough members of these communities that are horrible so they get labeled as entitled as a whole. For me, there is just one group that lives up to the stigma of being entirely horrible. Professional ski racers and people that are part of a ski club. And there is an even worse group that is associated with them. Mothers of underage racers. This is due to 2 factors. First, they are in the prime age bracket for being Karens and they think their little hellspawn is the next big thing. This is where our situation is coming from. We are standing at the ski lift and there is a line in front of it. The line is about 200 people long, which takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get through, which is not long for preseason. It is a normal weekend and we are skiing. Like I already stated, there is a good number of people in the ski area, but it is not too bad. Our story starts with the first big no-no that you just do not do. A group of entitled racers and some friends cut to the front of the line. My brother says, "Hey you, go to the back of the line like everyone else." The racers ignore my brother. "Hey, I'm talking to you. Stop skipping the line and go to the start of it." Another person in the line joining in says, "He's right, go to the back of the line." The racers keep ignoring everyone. The other person softly pokes the kid on the shoulder and says, "Hey kids, you cannot just go to the front." The racer turns around and flips off the other person. "Go f yourself. I am a professional, so I am allowed to go to the front." Addressing the lift operator, the other person says, "Lift operator, these kids are skipping the line." "You four," points at the kids, "get out of here and go to the back of the line. No skipping allowed." "You cannot tell me to do anything." "Okay, stop ski lift. Get out or you will not go anywhere." The racers leave the line grumbling. 15 minutes later, we are back at the ski lift after going down the piste once. The entitled racer and his friends are also back, and there is the entitled mother with them. You see, skis can be very expensive and you want to have them for at least 3 to 4 seasons so you can get your money's worth out of them. There is an unwritten rule that you do not step on other skis in a line. You see where this is leading. The entitled racer sees my brother in front of them and starts to step and jump on the end of his skis, as revenge for sending him to the back of the line. "Stop that," said my brother. The racer starts laughing. "Stop that, you brat." "How dare you call my child such names? Don't you have manners?" said the entitled mom. "Didn't you teach your child manners? Make him stop jumping on my skis." "You offended my child last time when he was in this line by making him go to the back. This is what you get for that." "He is nothing special. He has to follow the rules like every other person here. He is also able to wait the 10 minutes that this line takes." He does not have to wait because he is a professional. He will be the next big racer in a few years, so he needs to go to the front. Make him stop or I will make him stop, said my brother. The entitled mother, shrieking, says, "Is that a threat? Are you threatening to harm my child?" No, I won't hurt him, but I will do this. My brother lifts his ski right when the entitled racer tries to step on it again, and then steps down as hard as possible, hitting entitled racer's front end of the ski hard. I don't think I have ever seen someone have a meltdown like the entitled racer and mother had after that. The entitled racer threw a massive tantrum. The mother screamed and shrieked. After my brother told her that he hopes that they learn something from this, she took her ski poles and started to bash my brother with them. The other people in line pushed her away and a few surrounded her after she tried to flee. She kept screaming and cursing my brother out until the police arrived. First, and to no one's surprise, she was kicked out and blacklisted by the ski resort. The entitled mother was arrested by the police. In their first statements, the entitled racer and mother tried to frame my brother as the aggressor, and told the police a whole bunch of lies about my brother. We were later told that words like assault were thrown around by them. This was shut down pretty fast after my brother was asked about what happened, and a good dozen witnesses confirmed his story. My brother decided to press charges against the entitled mother. After everything was done and the entitled mother was taken away, we went back to skiing for the rest of the day, and had some good laughs about the situation. Anyway guys, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So have an awesome day, take care, and I'll see you next time.